Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Chicago. Here's the line to Nutella's. We usually show this on Michigan Avenue, just south of Lake. Here's Nando's. It's kind of cool today. They actually have the windows closed, which is amazing here. We'll wait to cross here. You see we're at Lake in Michigan. Michigan Plaza's right there. Chris, how you doing? We clear the rear there. Thanks for tuning in there right on time. You know where we're at here. Here's the Prudential Nando's. Actually, they do have the window open. They have the window open on this side. We got 67 degrees, or actually it's about 70. I'm going to call it 70. Close enough. Hey, they're riding the bikes there. There's the view to Wrigley Building looking up Michigan Avenue. This is usually where we start. Here's the guy with the basketball. We always, hey, how you doing? Hey, nice to see you. That's good. There you go. I need to learn his name there because we see him all the time. And he bounces. Look, he's spinning the ball there. He goes all the way up Michigan Avenue. I think he goes up to Oak Street Beach every day. We see him often at lunchtime there. But hey, yeah, let's head over to. We're gonna go to Deja Vu all over again. We're gonna head to Daley Plaza because yesterday they had boxing. Today they're gonna have clogging. Yeah, anybody know what clogging is? In Appalachia, they do clog dancing on the stage there, usually to music, and we'll check it out there. I think that's what they're going to have. They're also having a farmer's market today, so we'll check it out. Julie's tuning in. How you doing there, Julie Reed? People have been asking about you. Anita's tuning in. Charissa B. Thanks, everybody. Prince is tuning in there, and Chris. But hey, thanks everybody. Yeah, I apologize. Yesterday, I feel so bad. I went talking for about 5 minutes without looking at the chat, and that's when my Aunt Lorene told me about her stroke. And I should have known about that. I feel so bad. Not only did I not acknowledge that she was talking to me in the comments, I did not know she was commenting, and the other people were saying, hey, they think you missed the comment from your Aunt Lorene, and I'm such a dolt. I know Julie Reed knows my Aunt Lorene there, or at least through the magic of telecommunications there. So thanks. Please keep my Aunt Lorene in your thoughts and prayers. I think she had a mild stroke. Similar. I got to find out more details. I'm talking to the family, trying to get information there. But she was tuning into the chat, and I got to find out if she was tuning in from the hospital or her home there. So we'll give you updates here. Here we're crossing right here at Wabash here. We'll head over to Daley Plaza and we'll see what happens today. I hope I didn't offend her there by missing her comment, and that's my own fault. But thanks, Anita. We'll tell her you're praying for her, and I hope you're same with your father. I know your father's still. It's just, you know, we're all connected. Everybody's dealing with things, you know, and we'll just keep people and appreciate people's concerns there. Here's the Fashions, Nails, and Spas here. We're on Lake Street. You know where we're at. We're going to go right by the Chicago Theater here. And Lake Street. Heading towards State. There goes the big bus. D. Michael's tuning in there. Rick, this is Chicago. Welcome to Chicago, Rick. Here we do a lunch walk here. Hey, look what, they're changing the tire there. That's good. So here comes the help me their heads around there. So hey, scenes of the city. This is what we do. I work downtown, so that's why it's easy on my lunch break just to walk through the loop here. And I don't take requests to go here or there because I'm on my lunch break. We just go to like Millennium Park, Daley Plaza, the River Walk, South Loop, West Loop, things kind of close. Maybe sometimes Navy Pier. But we're going to head to Daley Plaza today to see if they're doing any clogging dancing, and they're going to have a farmer's market. We missed the light here, so we'll show you the Chicago Theater here. We'll walk on this side because we usually walk on the other side, but here we'll go right under the marquee for the Chicago Theater. Chicago Torture Museum, or the Medieval Torture Museum. It has nothing to do with Chicago. And hear the train rolling in there. Zakir Khan. Chris Stefano, Ringo Starr is coming in September there. Here it is. So here we'll head under the marquee. Here it is. If there wasn't traffic, I'll run across the street. Maybe I can run across that. But here's the box office underneath the marquee of the Chicago Theater. We'll see what this car is doing. See, there's an alley, Chicago alley. You can see the marquee there. Yeah, we'll cross after this car. I think we can cross here. Jeezy. Michael learns to rock. Okay, you got to go so slow. There it is. There's the Chicago Theater. Look at that. Across the State Street. Hey, you see the Jewelers Building there, the marquee. Yeah, Channel 7 News, the Gene Siskel Film Center. How's everybody doing here? Chicago, Illinois. We got about 70 degrees. It feels great, like natural air conditioning. So you can go in there. There's Joffrey Ballet. This used to be where the Masonic skyscraper was. They tore down there. Della's tuning in there. Denise, how you doing there? Hey Della, how's Lorene doing? I messed up yesterday because I know I missed people's comments. Lorene was in the chat and she said she had a stroke there, so I hope Lorene's doing okay. I need to check in with Dennis and them, and I missed it in the comments, so I wrote her a message on TikTok, but I don't know if she saw it. But hopefully Lorene's doing okay there. We're checking out the trains there. It's always something, and I feel for her. Wish her the best there. We'll keep her in thoughts and prayers there. But we'll talk offline, Della. We'll message each other. I'll send you a text after the lunch here, and we'll see what's going on. So here's the hey, MJ the Musical, Nederlander Theater here. There's Nederlander Theater there in Chicago. But there's one of my other aunts. Aunt Della's tuning in. That's great. And yeah, Denise is doing good there. Yeah, we'll talk later, Della. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're having a good day. And we need to catch up anyway as well. So there it is, MJ the Musical, August 12th to 31st. Actually, it hasn't started yet, so it's coming. They had it for like a week, and then it went away. Some people have already seen it. Of course, Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5 grew up in Gary, Indiana, which is just across the border of the Chicagoland area. We're going by block 37 here, the Dearborn, and here's Dearborn and Badella. If you got time, they're going to have clogging. They're going to have clogging on Daley Plaza. They've done it before. I don't know if I got good reruns of it, so I'm going to try to get some footage today. They're having a farmer's market at Daley Plaza. I know we were there yesterday. They had the boxing. There goes the train heading west there on the elevated train tracks there. There's the Thompson Center, the new Google. They're renovating the Thompson Center there. And we got 11 seconds here, so the Nederlander there. Pete, how you doing? Hazlet, Michigan there. Lambie T's tuning in. Yeah, Gatorade, stop with the spamming. I do have moderators. We will block you if you just do clog up the chat with that. I don't know what you're trying to get creative there with the... Yeah. People's games never end. People try to get me banned, blocked. You know, they play these games, and welcome to social media. It's great. It makes you feel, it makes you have more faith for humanity. Like we can. Here's Dearborn Street looking south. Look at all the scooters. So here we'll check out the farmers market, Daley Plaza, Chicago, Illinois. We'll see if they got clogging dancing going on here. It sounds like they got something on the stage. And I'll just film the clogging for a while. Yeah, look, they got cloggers. Yeah, look at this. Daley Plaza, Chicago, Illinois. We got a farmers market going on here. So we've checked out the farmers market. We got plenty of reruns on that from last week and the week before. We'll just get behind here and watch the cloggers here. So. Oh, Jody would love this, yeah. So here, welcome. How you doing? Welcome to Daley Plaza. Welcome to Chicago. Here, we're just watching the cloggers here, and we'll try to get a nice side shot here. You can see there's the Picasso. Remember, we were here yesterday. They were doing boxing. Now they got the farmers market. Now they got cloggers here, so you can check online. I don't know the name of this group of cloggers here, but we'll just check it out here. Yeah, we'll get a nice view like that. There we go. Very nice. There's Chicago's Farmers Market. They got cloggers going on. We're at Daley Plaza here. So hey, they did a good job. So they're taking off. I guess another group will come through here. So we'll check out the Farmers Market until we'll see if there's going to be another group got on stage there. But I guess I need to check out their shirts there. I'm not for sure what the. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So clogging. There we go. Oh, it's so cute, man. I guess they're waiting for the music to start here. There we go.
You're gonna be a popular. I'll teach you the proper voice when you talk to boys. The ways you're learning sounds. I'll show you what shoes to wear, how to fix your hair, everything that really counts to be popular. I'll help you be popular. You'll hang with our right horse. You'll be good at sports. Know this line you've got to know. So let's start, 'cause you started
So I would film this, but I'm going to be accused of filming little girls. So, you know, this is the problem with social media. Anytime I'm just just like when I go in the beach and just like what happened to me last, I'm afraid of, like I was going to post some reruns. There was some nice young women that said hello. And I'm afraid to post them now because I'm afraid I'll be attacked. It's like a middle-aged man like filming. This is like a wholesome family thing, but this is the age we live in where everything's politicized. Thanks for tuning in here. Thanks. Here's the cloggers here. And I'm very sensitive to that. I try to be respectful when we're in public and, friends, parents, and neighbors are here. This is a wholesome event, but anything gets corrupted and turned into something that it's not. And so we'll continue here. Yeah, she's learning. That's great. It's a good experience there, learning how to. I used to have to do that. We had music recitals when I was in piano recitals. You get all nervous. You get in front of the stage there. Everybody's looking at you there, but it's a good experience. There, clogging in Daley Plaza here. Here we go. River Dance, there you go. Vloggers here, Chicago's Farmers Market. This is great. Well, hey, babies like it. Everybody likes it here. This is great. So we'll continue through here. Let's check out the Farmers Market real quick here. So we might head back through here. I'll walk down Clark Street a little bit. We'll see if we make it down to the South Loop, and then we'll head back through here. Thanks for checking out the clogging there. And we'll cut that out and put it in the rerun just like the boxing yesterday. And yeah, this will be going on for a while here. Thanks for checking out the cloggers here. Daley Plaza, Chicago, Illinois. We have a really mild day today. And look at all the berries. Michigan fruit, $8 per box there. They got breads and flowers and pigeons and corn on the cob. Farmers Market here right at the heart of Daley Plaza. We'll see what Channel 2 News. Yeah, the girls get to be a firefighter for a day. Isn't that great? And we'll head out of here. But yeah, come on back. They're fishing with Sam there. Chital. Yeah, I missed all the comments there when the clogging was going on. Yeah, we'll just head down Clark Street. We'll head past the Cheval Plaza there. Mark Chagall, I should have said it wrong. Chagall Mosaic there. The bank. We might head back through here and see if they're still clogging before we head back to work. It's kind of overcast today. We had some rain came through last night. The temperature dropped, but it's not bad. Hey, they're working on the plaza there. McCrae, thanks for being on. I appreciate it. Yeah, McCrae, just send me, you know, YouTube's tools. It's so hard for me to search. I searched for your name in YouTube. It didn't come up. The search tools for finding subscribers or followers on YouTube is horrible from my perspective. I can't find anybody on YouTube. So I know you've already done it before. At your convenience, no rush. Just send me any one of my reruns there on YouTube. Just McCrae, if you could send me a comment, and then I'll see your username, and then I'll be able to add you to the team there. And you know what I'm talking about. We messaged about it on TikTok there. So, but hey, thanks everybody for tuning in here. We're on Clark Street here, heading past the Washington Blue Line subway station. The blue lines and red lines are subways here. We're walking through the loop of Chicago. We were just at Daley Plaza. They had clogging. And see, this time of the year, there's always something going on at Daley Plaza. I think they're going to have a DJ tomorrow with the food trucks. We might head back through there. So, yes, Scott, nice knowing you. Scott Jenkins doesn't get to see my content because, you know, I'm doing him a favor. I'm doing Scott a favor. He obviously doesn't like Chicago, so why should we let him watch the Chicago content? Just sits there, you know, that's fine, that's his opinion. You don't have to like the city, I don't care. But, you know, if you don't care about our feelings, we're not going to care about yours, and that's exactly what the trolls deserve. And, you know, here, we'll head across here. I messed up with the light there. And, see, I'm getting confused here. The light changed, and I just jumped the light there, but hey, we'll keep going here. Someone's going to mock me for that. Never become a live streamer. Never become a live streamer. It's not worth it. Trust me. It's not worth it for the money, and that's not why I'm doing this. Obviously, look at this nice plaza. There's the blue line. Look at that. I don't even want to be famous. I just enjoy. This is pretty much what I used to do before the age of live streaming. I'd have a quick lunch and I would just take a stroll through the loop. So might as well just show people what's going on here. See, here's the Chase building here. They're working on this. They've been working on this for months here. There's the Marc Chagall mosaic there. We've shown it. Once it's complete, we'll show it again. They're redoing this plaza. Yeah, Brian, really, Chicago. How you doing? Thanks for saying it. That's good. Nice to meet you. That's good. Thanks for saying hello. That's good. Hey, what's your name? Eddie. Thanks a lot, Eddie. Have a great day. That's great. Eddie, that's good. So, hey, see, saying hello there, friends and neighbors. See, that's the best thing. I feel more connected to not only Chicagoans. We had people from Muncie, Indiana that were in town, people, state I grew up in, and all over the nation and world here. We're all connected. And I guarantee you, 95%, if people are bashing Chicago, it's a fellow American. People outside of America often say this is a beautiful city. We know we got crime. We got problems like all American cities. But if there's somebody bashing Chicago, it's usually an American. And I understand that. Not everybody likes cities. Americans have a love-hate relationship with their big cities, especially New York City, Chicago, and LA, and San Francisco. And a lot of that's political, and we understand that. So it's par for the course. There's the CIBC Theater parade showing at the CIBC there, the musical. They brought it back there. How you doing? So here we'll head towards the Federal Plaza here. And actually, if I cross the street here, we can go into the Marquette building here. We'll wait to cross the street here. Show you the Chase there. Hey, we're gonna go inside the Marquette building we've done before. We'll show the Marc Chagall there. Hey, Robin Casey, how you doing there? Yeah, thanks for hitting the thumbs up there. So, no comment before I think you're a troll. You know. I'm not even going to acknowledge it. It's not even worth it. It's not even worth it having political discussions on this format. It's just not worth it. The chilling effects of social media, it actually dampens intelligent political discourse because it's impossible to do with the comments. And that's your opinion. You're allowed to have your opinion. Look at all these people enjoying the city. We're not going away, so you're going to have to deal with us. And, you know, positive, negative, everything. Why are you watching? That's my question. Why are you watching this content? You're waiting for something bad to happen? I bet you that's what you're doing. Here's, look at this alley. Look at the Chicago alley. And that's fine, too. That's engagement, too. Even negative engagement makes me a penny. So, hey, thanks for helping me out here. Even negative comments. And we got moderators, so we're on you here. So here, I'm going to show you something nice. Let's see somebody call this shit. Here's the Marquette building. Look at this. This was built by Halliburton Roche. This is one of the first steel frame construction skyscrapers. You see those narrow columns? You see how wide the windows are? These are the Chicago style windows. This was an innovation because of steel frame construction. And here we are on Dearborn Street, just north of Adams. See how they got all the plaque? Because it commemorates in the 1680s, 1690s, the Joliet and Marquette expedition came in here, and they, guided by Native Americans, they showed them the way to portage to the Mississippi here, and that's what this commemorates here. They got all these amazing mosaics, these mother of pearl Tiffany mosaics, and all the Native American leaders there, the French, Joliet and Marquette. And it's got this one singular comment. It has all, here's Chicago. He was Michigama. He visited King Louis XV. Isn't that amazing? And part of the Illini Confederacy, when the French were courting the Illini, and they, just like the British were courting the Cherokee, they would bring the leaders to meet the kings, and they would use them in their proxy wars to control the interior of the continent when the colonial period. And this is the murals, or the mosaics here. See, there's one singular column, corner bakery. If you go up the stairs here, right, Harema Architects. And there's an architecture. There's the MacArthur Foundation. The MacArthur Foundation. You ever watch PBS? You see everybody see that PBS is getting cut. The MacArthur Foundation underwrites a lot of PBS content, and they're a philanthropy. It's not the same. It's not the General MacArthur. It's a different MacArthur. But see all the above here. They got all the busts of Native Americans, and here's the Marquette building here. So hey, to the people that say there's nothing of value in Chicago, I would cite this as evidence. No matter how much you dislike the city, no matter how much you dislike the politics of the city, we're still part of America. You should be proud that this building exists in America. The American architects that made a name for themselves in Chicago after the Great Chicago Fire developed steel frame construction. Frank Lloyd Wright, Louis Sullivan, Mies van der Rohe escaped Nazi Germany to practice at IIT in America, in Chicago. You know, where's your patriotism? It just amazes me. Over little political squabbles, people will throw away a whole entire American city. And you don't have to visit here, you don't have to like it, you don't have to come here. Just respect the history. And it affects, you know, if you ever shopped in the Montgomery Ward catalog or the Sears Roebuck catalog, and you now shop at Amazon Prime, think about how it was the same thing, just the internet as far as mail order. Here's the Calder sculpture. This is Mies van der Rohe. You see, contrast the 1890s. Look at this innovation. Be able to build this tall steel frame construction. See how wide the windows are? And look at this expression. See how you totally strip it down. You remove the brick, leave the windows and the steel frame. You get this. You get the international style. Steel and glass. No brick at all. Mies van der Rohe. That was the innovation of the Bauhaus and the modernists. Le Corbusier, Philip Johnson in New York, Mies van der Rohe in Chicago. They developed this modernist international style that got co-copied. This is the Dirksen and Klasinski building. This is a Calder statue. It's called a flamingo. Called the flamingo. Here's a post office. Look how this roof looks like it floats. What's holding it up? It's just the exterior steel frame with the windows. See how the mullions line up with the tile on there? It's a post office, a very modern post office. There used to be a neo-traditional courthouse here. And look at that. Yeah, Chicago, thanks for tuning in here. So there's the Calder flamingo sculpture there. The very austere Federal Plaza. A lot of protest activity happens here because of the federal courthouses. And there's a federal prison south of the Loop, which a lot of people point out. You can see it from the train there. But here's the Marquette building. And we'll head by. See, look at the neoclassical columns. And see how look how wide those windows are compared to these. And that's the Chicago style skyscraper. You pushed all the weight onto this column, so it opened up the windows, and then eventually led to this. It's a continuum. You see this building here? This is the LaSalle State Bank building. On this corner, on the corner towards LaSalle, is where the home insurance building used to be. William LeBaron Jennings. It was the first Considered first modern skyscraper. Why is that? It was the first one with steel frame construction. It was only 10 stories tall, but it was the type of construction. It wasn't load-bearing walls like the southern half of the Monadnock building that are really thick. It could have thinner walls and go higher because the steel, just like bridges, and made it all possible. So here, let's head up here. They're doing construction up here, but we'll cross the street once we get up here. UK's tuning in. That's good. Christy, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Appreciate it. Yeah.
My calculation is this.
Yeah, I think a lot of things are overpriced. I think the stock market's overpriced. So it's not just Chicago, New York, all the big cities are expensive. California is, but people complain about inflation all over the country. It's not just in the cities. You see it most in the cities in the price of housing and you know, lodging, transportation costs. It creeps into everything. It's a good question though. We're keeping tabs on it, but why do people complain about inflation and housing and they don't complain about housing the stock market, like they're not connected, like BlackRock and Vanguard are not buying up all real estate and raising rents? They are. And if you don't like gentrification, you shouldn't like the stock market as well. How could you invest in the stock market and like gentrification? Because they're correlated. And you don't have to agree with my opinion. This is just my opinion. But we want a strong economy. I know. I'm not praying for the downfall. I don't want people to lose jobs. But here we'll see what light we get here. Here's the Italian village here. We're on here, where we at here? Monroe and Clark here. We'll wait for the light here. We'll go this way. Here. So here, yeah, see, we're back at the Chase building here. There's the other side of this plaza. There's the Italian village restaurant. And yeah, let's just head right back up to Daley Plaza here. We'll walk up Clark Street here. I wanted to go, you know, I had this idea, if it wasn't clogging going on, I would have went down to the South Loop. I would have went all the way to Dearborn Station. But I want to get back to Daley Plaza, catch some more of those cloggers. We got 12:31, and then we'll just round out the rest of the walk here at Daley Plaza before we head back to work. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Used to live in Chicago. Hey, Compass, how you doing there? Prince, Pikachu, Canadian. Yeah, that's good. Thanks for tuning in from Canada. Yeah, McCrae's doing good. Tara's doing good. Yeah, Chris is in the house there. Appreciate it. Thanks everybody. Yeah. So this is the loop of Chicago. This is the center of Chicago. It's not. I understand. I usually stream on the north side. Tara's right about that. But this is the loop. This is the center. So, you know, the north is still north. The south is still south. We're right in the center here. We're actually south of Madison. Madison and State is the 00. So this is the dividing line between the south side and north side addresses. Madison Street's the center of the city, east-west. There's this St. Peter's in the Loop Church. We went inside there. I lost my connection, but we'll check it out here. And we'll cross the street here. What time we got here? 12:33. So here's Clark Street. We just came here. I'll just show you a peek to the Board of Trade here while we're waiting for this light to change, and then we'll head back to Daley Plaza here. We'll get across the stream here. So, hey, St. Peter's Church, Catholic Church, right in the middle of the block there. We'll show you briefly. We'll show you LaSalle Street, and then we'll head right back to Daley Plaza. Yeah, we see. Usually, I have a job. I work on Michigan Avenue. I have a 40-hour day job. Most of what I do is walk to work in the morning. I work 4 hours at lunch here. We do on my lunch break from work, I do a 1 hour walk around the loop usually. Sometimes we do go to the West Loop. We take a train to Chinatown, but usually I'm just walking through the loop. There's so much going on in the loop that every day, like yesterday, we saw boxing. Today we're going to see clog dancing. Daley Plaza. Sometimes we go to Millennium Park. We got to go over to see the setup for Lollapalooza, but I'm waiting a little bit. And I'll be traveling for work next week, so my live streaming schedule will be intermittent next week, especially at lunchtime. So because I got client meetings and driving around. But here we'll check out LaSalle Street. There's a really nice view as we cross the street. We'll focus. Look at that. That's the Board of Trade there. This is LaSalle Street looking south. Historically, the financial district of Chicago. All roads led to the Board of Trade, which was a commodity exchange. And then it led to the Mercantile Exchange, which is over on Wacker there, the Merc, the largest futures market in the world. And we'll head back across the street here. We'll give you one more view of it. Looking down LaSalle Street there. Very nice. And they're turning a lot of this into housing because financial services moved out. They don't use the offices the way they used to when they built the buildings. And it's, you know, the electronic trading changed everything. They used to be the pits where you did color-coded blazers and the numbers, and you would do the open outcry with the hand signals. You could see that in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. All that's gone, but the buildings remain. Here, there, look at this. Here's the One LaSalle Street building here, this beautiful lobby. They got historical. Look at this lobby. This lobby is amazing. See, One North LaSalle, Vitsum, John Burns Architects, 1920s. I mean, look, just, you know, even the vents. Look at the detail, the classic interior Art Deco ornamentation above the doors. All these buildings have this. I mean, we can't build, you know, look at the elevator lobby, the one LaSalle Street building here. And right at Madison and LaSalle, next to the security there. It's the look at that. Look above the door. Look at that. Right to the Board of Trade there. Nope, they don't build them like they used to. I know. That's why we show this stuff. Historic preservation, adaptive reuse. They could be reused for new uses. Here's LaSalle and Calhoun. Here's the Chicago Alley. look how narrow that was. Memphis, how you doing there? Ernie M, how you doing? Ernesto M, thank you. Appreciate it. Dolores, yeah. T-Lime, yeah, T-Lime, how you doing there? See? People outside the United States, they see the beauty in the city. People in America, they bash it. So why are we selling ourselves short? You got to separate the politics from the built environment. Is my channel all about politics? No, every once in a while I go on a political rant, but it's usually reacting to a comment, and then people try to bait you into it, and I have to, eventually it wears you down. But yeah, let's head right back over to Daley Plaza here. So we'll show City Hall. Look how large City Hall is. It can't even fit it all. And one side's the Cook County building, the other side's the City Hall. They combine. It's a whole square block here, bounded by Washington, which we're on now, Clark, Randolph, and LaSalle Street. It's Chicago City Hall. I'm sure you probably remember from the Blues Brothers and other movies that use it. We'll head back to Daley Plaza. We'll check out the clogging here. Yeah, it's jealousy. That's what it is. And that's, Dolores, you've been around long enough. You understand the constant theme. I always get asked, and I understand this because I live in Lincoln Park, one of the wealthiest, gentrified, whitest areas of Chicago. And people do segregate themselves by income and ethnicity. You know, we went to Humboldt Park. We go to Pilsen, you see a different ethnicity, which is great. Go to the Bronzeville, South Side, you know, which is, but we're all connected. We all mix here in the middle. We should mix more in the neighborhoods, but that's a different story. But I often get asked, why don't I go to the South Side and West Side more? And I used to think people were generally interested in the South. Some people are, but some of the people have ulterior motives. They want me to go down there because they want the world to see the poverty and the blight, which exists, which does. And I overemphasize the good-looking stuff because that's where I live. And I'm privileged to live where I live. I acknowledge it. I'm not rich and wealthy. I don't own a car. I'm not millionaire, Bitcoin rich. I'm not getting rich off of being a social media content creator. This is a true labor of love. And we're going to go check out the cloggers here Daley Plaza. They got the farmers market going on. This guy has a Wikipedia article about him. He always stands here. He's got free speech. He doesn't like Democrats, and we let him stand here all day and bash Biden, bash Senator Durbin, whoever he wants to bash. It's his right, First Amendment free speech right, even though I don't agree with what he says. I support his right to stay and be here. This is a public square. We're allowed to film here. And the corporate squares, you're not allowed to film. Sometimes they'll chase you off, corporate security, because it's private land. But here, we're going to check out the cloggers here. We were here earlier. And if you missed it here, we can check out the cloggers here, giving a demonstration at the Farmers Market, Daley Plaza. We were here yesterday. There was boxing, and today we got cloggers here. Hey, thanks for tuning in here. Appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah. Very nice. Hey, let's see if they do another show. I think there's another group that's going to head up here and do another dance here. Maybe this group's just got to... Hey, it's starting to sprinkle a little bit, but that's okay. It feels good. How you doing? See, Chicago's Farmers Market, Daley Plaza. We got clogging here. We'll check out another dance, and then we'll head back to the office here. And Chicago Varnish Company. We'll have to check that out sometime. Yeah, good job. Thank you. So here, clogging at the Daley Plaza here. Did you expect this? In the middle of a big bad city here. We got some cloggers here. How you doing? That's great. What a good job, dude. Hey, they're getting the whole group up here. That's great.
I'd like to thank Chicago for having us here today. And we also appreciate all of you that stopped by this afternoon to watch us. As I mentioned earlier, our group is called Clogging Clog. We are a not-for-profit dance team based out of New Lenox. If you would be interested in lessons, or maybe you're having a hoedown in your backyard and you need some dancing for your people, so please feel free to talk to one of us. We've got some flyers up there. Oh, we've got somebody having a hoedown in their backyard. Oh,
yeah.
All right, so we do have some flyers up here. Our website is on there, which is newlenoxclogging.org. We've got contact information on there. You can go to our Facebook page, and best thing you could do, just talk to one of us. We would love to talk to you. We all love to clog. So we're going to finish up today with a very traditional song. It's called Rocky Top.
Yeah. Hey, clogging at Daley Plaza, Chicago, Illinois. Thanks for tuning in. You're going to do one last number here.
ain't no telephone bill. One time here and then, oh, the dark and there you don't have to. You are me, sweet as oh God, I still dream about it. Well, I just like the time you'll always be home sweet home with me. Oh, rock the top Tennessee, yeah, rock the top Tennessee.
Yeah, Rocky Top, clogging, dancing, Daley Plaza, Chicago. Yeah, good job, thanks a lot. There's the cloggers there. So hey, there they are from New Lenox, Illinois. Thanks for tuning in here. We got flyers. Where's the flyers at? Let's see if we can find out here. And yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in here. Hey, we'll head around the farmers market. I'm making everybody dizzy here. They said they have flyers, but I can't find where they're at. Maybe it's over there. Let's see here. I went around the wrong way. I think that's on the racks though. That's something else there. But hey, you can check it out online there. We'll look it up. We'll put it in the notes. I'll cut out the reruns there. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hey, McRae, thanks so much. Thanks for the donation there. I appreciate it. Thanks for being a part of this. I really appreciate that. Thanks a lot, McRae, and everybody else there. And no pumpkins yet. Yeah, how you doing? And the great dancers there. Yeah, thanks everybody there. Happy feet there. Rocky Top. See, we came back just in time. Yeah, Chicago's cold in the winter. Was water wet? Yeah, thanks for the nice observation there. Houston, Texas is hot in the summer too. What else is new? Thanks for tuning in. Positive, negatives, everything. I go to Houston in the wintertime. I go to Chicago in the wintertime. We film negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit. It's great. Go out to the frozen lake. But hey, we got summertime, so we're enjoying it. And here, yeah, we'll head across. What time we got? 12:48. Perfect. We got 10 minutes to get back to the office there. We'll head straight down Randolph here. And yeah, so we got a lot of stadiums for concerts. We got the United Center. A lot of concerts have been happening in Soldier Field, which, like the Beyonce concert, I think Oasis is going to play there later this summer. That's where Taylor Swift played. She played at the Soldier Field because they can fit more people in there. But there's also the Allstate Arena. There was some like dedicated outdoor venues further south suburbs there, but there's a NASCAR track out there. They don't use any either more. They do the street race downtown. Isn't that amazing? But there's a track that they don't even use. So there you go. But here's Nederlander Theater here. We went by it earlier. We're back in the loop of Chicago. Thanks for checking out the dancing there at Daley Plaza. That was great. Reminded me of my old hillbilly Appalachian roots, and you know, I don't mean to use it as a pejorative. I mean to reclaim it. There's culture in the inner cities, and there's culture in the rural areas too. You think of bluegrass music, and yesterday we saw the boxing And we film all the cultural events. On Sunday, we were at the National Museum of Puerto Rican Art and Culture there. We heard some great Puerto Rican music in Spanish. So we try to show the diversity of the city there. And they're from the suburbs. They were from New Lenox, which is a suburb on the south and west side there. So here we'll head, I think that's right, yeah. Here we'll head by Marshall Fields, the former, well, now it's Macy's. It was Marshall Fields here. The bus is crossing here. Let's get across where this bus has to turn here. But there's the Muddy Waters mural. There's looking south on State Street. Here's the clock. They use it in Norman Rockwell. Here's the Chicago Theater. So here, what time we got here? 12:50. How you doing? Hey, I'm walking this way, man. I'm walking down the street there. Yeah, he's gonna chase after me and yell at me. I'm just walking, crossing the street there, and he wants to get in a fight with me because I'm filming. One day it's gonna happen. He's probably stalking me. He's gonna punch me in the back of the head here. Maybe I'll get a picture of him there. He wanted to fight me. And you know why that is? It's because of ICE. ICE is because ICE, there's so much mistrust between ICE that, mark my words, either me or somebody else is going to get killed. And I said these words because they're going to think I'm an ICE agent when I'm just a live streamer. So I'm empathetic to that. I don't like mass people throwing people in vans. You see what this leads to. People can't, it's eroding trust in our government. And, you know, I'm just crossing the street. But, you know, usually every day there's some confrontation and it'll continue. We just like having tours here. And I was just crossing the street and the guy wanted to fight me. He wanted to fight me because I had a camera. And I deserve it, you know. There's many things about live streaming I want to give this up because it's not worth it. It's too many risks, you know. But we got some good content. We got some good content here. And you know what? You know why I really want to? I'm wearing a Cubs hat. He probably, if I was wearing a Sox hat, he might have not wanted to fight me. And I wear a Sox hat, you know, because I grew up a Reds fan. I'll get no respect, no love. Here, we'll head straight through here. There's the L track here. Romania, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in here. Welcome to Chicago. Yeah, I agree, McCrae. And see, I really worry about this, McCrae, because I want to reassure people that I'm not ICE. You know, we talked to those nice people in the Humboldt Park in Port. They were really weirded out by me having a camera there because we don't know who's watching this. You know, anybody could be tuning in. The police, MAGA supporters could be tuning in. You can't trust anything on the internet. And so here's the chilling effects of, and I know I don't want to get in a debate about illegal versus legal migration. This is beyond this. This is about the rule of law, about the constitutional rights to face your accuser, and the due process. And that's what's being thrown out, which is the slippery slope to fascism. If you don't think I'm right about this, I worry about you because you should want to support the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the rights, Miranda rights, the right to remain silent, the right to a lawyer, even if you're not a U.S. citizen. And I know not all the rights of the Bill of Rights extend to people that aren't U.S. citizens, but they're human rights that we spread throughout the world after World War II. And now we're just letting them claw away because of money. Money's the reason we're doing it. Because, you know, it all comes down to people fighting over resources, protectionism, jingoism. We know what's going on. I'm not even looking at the comments now because I'm risking my life here just live streaming. Because mark my words, one day there will be a violent confrontation. I sense it building, you know, and I hope I'm wrong. A lot of people tune in. Every day they wait for the day when I get attacked. Maybe they're going to be the people that do it. But here, we're going to head back to work. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Chicago. And we'll keep on keeping on. I really appreciate my moderators. The good thing about this is, you know, if someone steals my phone, if someone attacks me and I just drop and the phone drops to the ground and I'm bleeding out in the street there, it goes to a, goes into the cloud. It immediately becomes evidence used in the court of law because, you know, see this guy's filming here. Everybody has the right to film in public, you know. And I'm not trying to, you know, I'm trying to just, people are in public here. If you're afraid to be seen in public, wear a mask or don't go in public. And people think they have a right not to be filmed in public. We don't have that right in America. I had to get used to it myself. See, I film myself. You know, people are always like, show your face. I just like to focus being on the city. But hey, thanks everybody for tuning in. Welcome to Chicago. We're gonna head back to work here. Have a great day. We're gonna cross here at Lake in Michigan. We'll head up this way. Look how foggy it's getting. See, the fog's coming in from the lake. So when we crossed here an hour ago, the top of the John Hancock was not in the cloud there, so now it's in the cloud. There it is. Look at that. And some people don't like live streamers because we represent consumerism. That's why I don't want to be called an influencer. I'm an anti-materialistic, I'm anti TikTok shop. I'm not here to sell you anything. I don't even care if you subscribe or do anything. I just want to, you know, showcase the city here, talk about history and architecture and stuff like that. But if you drive a car, you're going to get in confrontations. There'll be road rage. If you walk down the street carrying a camera, it's just like road rage. You'll have uncomfortable encounters. It's all part of life. So I got to grow up and get used to it and just keep on keeping on. And there are photographers that just go up and put stuff into people's face here. And I wouldn't do that. You know, I think that's wrong that when they do that. But there are photographers that get some of their best photos that way. They surprise people on the street. So here, Michigan Avenue, have a good rest of your day here. Thanks everybody. Thanks McCrae and everybody else. And all the mods there, Michael and Chris and Anita, Mary Therese. Thanks everybody so much here. So we'll talk to you soon. Have a great day from Chicago. Thanks a lot. Thanks for tuning in here.